Good morning, good morning. Another beautiful day out. Let's see what happens here. We got a massive gap up overnight, just absolutely massive. And I'm looking at QQQ shorts right now. I'm looking at QQQ shorts. I'll pull up the chart right here. Show you guys what I'm looking at. All right, so the 15-minute confirmed. We got a nice gap below and a close below our pre-market low and this low of day. So what I'm looking at is a nice little bear flag here, retest this pre-market low and 13 EMA. And then we're going to be looking to go short. All right. So let's see how this chart plays out. If we can get a nice slow controlled retest, I'm going to be looking to go short. Let's see how it goes. All right. Move this out of the way for you guys. You guys can see what I'm talking about. We got a 15-minute closure below. This is invalidating it right now currently, but we had a 15-minute close below. Really beautiful bearish candle below our pre-market low and this low of day zone that I created because we bounced off this low of day and pre-market low. So I did want to see a little retest back into this zone right here, but that's a strong bounce, and that blew right through our level. So we're just going to have to be patient on to see how this thing forms. Because currently, that blew right through our level. So we're just going to wait. We're going to be patient. Let's see how it goes here. But for now, that blew right through our level. Look at these candles. Another day in Trump world. Look at this. We got to be patient today. We got to be patient. We got to let things settle out. Choose true direction because we had such a massive gap up. We had a 3% gap up in the market, which is just insane. Check this out. Look at this gap up. Yesterday we closed here, and today we opened up here. We had a almost $20 move, which is crazy. We don't usually have those ever, but I would love a gap fill play down. If you look at this gap here on the daily, look at this gap. This entire move is a gap. So like I was talking about in one of my last streams, around 95% of gaps get filled eventually. Might not happen today, this week, or this month, but they typically get filled. So this would be just a massive, massive low volume gap to get filled. So I don't know if it's going to happen today or not, but it's just something I'm watching. So far, we're chopping it between pre-market low and this low a day. But we want to let this thing sort itself out. We don't want to be rushing into this thing at all. At all. Just let this thing play out. So far, it's a bit choppy. Yeah, we're chopping in between these levels. Look at this. Looking like a snake. We got to let this thing sort itself out. I don't want to be faked out. Yeah, as long as it has my logo and colors and everything, then yes. Wow. Wow. What a candle. What a candle, hey? All right, looks like we got some negative news, which might have caused that. Iran is preparing for operations against Israeli targets in response to ceasefire violations in Lebanon, Iranian state outlet Fars. There you go. Just more news. Just never ends. Makes it really difficult to trade. Never ends. This 200 EMA rejection could be nice here. Quick stop above that, maybe. Let's see how it forms out. Might be getting in short here. 2 seconds. I like this rejection of pre-market low. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. All right, I'm short. Quick stop right above this level here if it doesn't work. Let's see. Quick stop if it doesn't work. You want to see a flush through this level. Let's see what happens. See what happens. Might be a quick stop and a re-entry, but we'll see. If this flushes here, I might add. This candle turns red and flushes, I'm going to add. If it stops me out, I'll re-enter after. See what happens. Maybe add here. Let's see. Watching. Nice little bear flag, but let's see it work. All right, I might be adding 4 more here. Just added 4 more contracts. See us get a nice little flush here. Or we stop out just right above this flag. Watch. Let's see. There we go. There's that little flush. Let's see. Let's see what levels we want to work with here. Okay, it's moving good. Let's see. See if we can get some follow through here. If not, then we stop out. We'll regroup, and then we might take another entry after. But let's see what happens here. And I'll explain the setup right after. Okay, we got another doji on the 2-minute. Let's see how this candle settles. Let's see what happens here. It's pretty jumpy. If we can get another flush of this candle, I'll add more, or I'll just get out if it doesn't. Let's see what happens. Might add. This candle fails, I will add 4 more contracts. Let's see what this candle does here. Let's see what this candle does here. It's jumpy. She's jumpy. But to the downside, looks okay for now. Let's see, though. I don't want to oversize this thing because we are jumpy with all this news. But so far, I do like the way it looks, but you just never know. So we'll just play it properly here. This needs to turn red and flush down to new lows. And then I'll add. Let's see how this goes here. This candle here needs to fail in order for us to go lower. So far, we're holding. But overall, it's just a big bear flag, right? So let's see what happens here. Finger on the trigger regardless. I'm watching the chart, and I want to see what happens here. Let's see. Stalling. We've been stalling it for a bit. We need to get a nice flush in order to make this move go, though. So right now we're just stalling here on this flag. We want to see a nice flush. That's what I want to see, a nice flush in order to get some continuation. Or we stop out. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. So far, I'm in with A contracts. I started here, and then I added here on this inverse hammer. So I kind of want to add a little bit more, but I'm a little cautious here that we're going to spring up. I just don't want us to spring up because we've been holding this level for 3, 6, 7 candles. That's 14 minutes. We've been holding this level. So a little cautious on the 3 adds, but I've added twice now. I need to see a little continuation for me to scale out. I'll show you guys the chart after, but for now, this is how I'm managing it. I want to see at least 1.5 R for my risk, meaning I want to make $1.50 for every dollar I risk before I scale out anything. And then once I hit that, I want to have 70% off. I'll take 70% off at 1.5 R profit, or I'll stop out for my whole position. Let's see. We're making lower highs here, which is a good sign. Every push is being met down with sellers. So we need the sellers to push it down now. We don't want to be springing up here. We need stuffs. Let's get these stuffs going. Let's see. Tempted to add, but I don't like how long we've been holding this position. See what happens on this candle. Kind of like this consolidation for an ad. Let's see, though. Let's see. I might add 4 more here. But all these times we've been soaking and pushing up a little bit. So I want to see us fail. I want to see us fail before I get confident in this. Let's see. So far, we got a nice looking bear flag here. Beautiful looking bear flag. Now we need a little bit of continuation. We need to push down. I will de-risk 70% of my position. I want to see us push down a little bit further. A little bit further. I want to see some continuation because we did trap some buyers there. So let's see. Crazy price action. Like that should have flowed a little bit better than that. See if we can get a real push down. Don't like that wick. Not gonna lie to you. Not a fan of that wick at all. See how she closes. We got 38 seconds on it. I would like to add here, but with this wick here, I don't like that wick at all. A lot of buyers just showed up there, so not a big fan of that wick. Let's see what happens. Nice. Nice. 2 off there. There we go. 2 off there. Take 2 more off there. There we go. 60% out, 75% out. That's what I'm talking about. All right. All right. Rest break even. Rest break even. That was beautiful. That was effing beautiful. Let's go. Rest break even. If this takes me break even, I will be out of that position. I'm going to scale out. If it goes break even on me, I'm not going to be holding this and getting money back. Absolutely not. That was beautiful. Love that. Let's see what happens here with this candle. Let's see. That was absolutely beautiful. Do a little trade recap in a minute here, but that's exactly what I wanted to see. That's exactly the plan that we had. Pre-market low retest, bear flag into the 200 EMA, 13 EMA held that. We added to our winner. Let's see if this takes me out. Yeah, I'm out. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. All right, let's do a little recap. Let's do a little recap. I'm all out of that. How much did I do? $344. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. Little recap. Recap. All right. What do we do? First 15 minutes of the day, okay? We always wait for the first 15-minute candle to form. This 15-minute candle formed below our pre-market low zone, which is the blue dotted line. And also what I did was I marked the low of day because we also bounced off that pre-market low, and then we created this low of day, okay? So I created a little zone. I wanted this retest originally, but we blew right through it, so I automatically was not interested anymore. But then once we came down and we confirmed this big bearish candle way below our level again, I started getting interested because we started consolidating and basing underneath our 200 EMA, which is this big red line right here, okay? Once we start basing under here, you can see here how we're under these two EMAs. This is my 13 EMA and my 200. You can see how close they're getting together, right? So we started basing and bear flagging here. Basing and bear flagging underneath this 213 EMA. As soon as we started seeing that, and I started seeing some failures underneath this 200 EMA, I started adding to my position. So I started here, and then I added here, and then I started scaling out at 1.5R, okay? The rest of my position took me out break even because I'm never giving money back once I put the money in my pocket. I don't risk any of the money back. Once it took me break even, I got out of the trade because this thing could easily spring up on me here like it's doing right now and take all my profit that I worked for this morning. I'm not prepared to do that. Okay, so that's the trade breakdown, and that's why I got interested in this QQQ short. I made $350 doing that. All right, that was beautiful. I like it. See what happens for the rest of the day, but likely I'm going to be done here, and it's just too volatile with all this stuff going on with Trump. So I might call that here. That was a sick play. Sick play. Loved it. Beautiful scale out. Beautiful management. Beautiful ad. I wouldn't change a thing about that trade. If anything, I wanted to add more, but the pushes up kind of sketched me out, and then also getting a tweet in the middle of all this sketched me out. So that's okay though. That was beautiful. I liked it. All right, I'm gonna call it here. If anything else sets up, I'll start up another live. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.